Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. Trent is my agent.com. Now my clicker's dead and I don't have AAA batteries today, so I'll just use my laptop to get through all my weather graphics. That won't stop us from your daily weather forecast. Big changes in that daily weather forecast because, you know, we went from highs of 51 to 56 yesterday to lows this morning of 12 to about 21. So a big piece of colder air coming in, but this is short-lived. It's going to be in and out. Temperatures rise tonight. It'll be much warmer tomorrow. Gets a hair colder Sunday, and we bounce back early next week. And the big theme of this forecast is a warmer pattern. And we've got rainfall ahead and some thunder too, even around Christmas. New Year's, I think that's likely the end of the warmth. We get into early January. We'll have a cold snap, a clipper with some minor accumulating snow. Then we thaw and warm, and then I'd watch for that Arctic blast or Arctic outbreak coming in mid-January after potentially some pretty decent snowfall around here. So there are bigger changes coming, but enjoy the thaw and the warmth for now. With temperatures today, though, that are running in the teens to 20s over the area, mid-20s down here at Rockville and Cayuga, but it's only around 16, only 16 at the Cass County Airport, 17 Round Grove and Fowler, 19 at the Purdue Airport, and 22 down at Newmarket, with wind chills that are running in the single digits to around 10 above. And speaking of the wind, these are the peak wind gusts that we measured yesterday and overnight. We had 2 rounds of pretty high wind come through that produced gusts of 49 at Galveston, 50 at the Flora Airport, 47 at Round Grove, 51 at Fowler, 47 at the Purdue Airport, a peak gust of 53 at Kentland, 45 at Cayuga, and the Frankfurt Airport a gust to 46. Those winds are relaxing now, but we've got another weak cold front that will come through Saturday night, maybe a shower or two, that is it, and then sharply colder behind it. But ahead of that front, just a few more clouds with the sun tomorrow, and the wind will crank up as well, and then kind of breezy on the backside with the colder air on Sunday, but the weekend is fine. There's no big inclement weather that is coming in. Now next week, the only inclement weather around wind, but would be some showers and some thunder coming in. But certainly a warm Christmas time. Zero chance of white Christmas still in our forecast outlook. Some showers come in likely around late Tuesday and Wednesday, right here, right there. You'll see them kind of filling in and passing through. And then I think we'll have a storm system come through that'll bring some scattered showers and even some thunder. Perhaps a little bit Christmas Eve, a little bit on Christmas Day, but the best rainfall coverage might actually be Christmas day night, if you will. And don't be surprised if there are a few flashes of lightning and you hear some thunder too. And temperatures will be near record warm levels, with highs within 2 times the record high on Christmas Day, and Christmas morning our low temperature could be one of the warmest on record. And any bit of cold is very brief and fleeting as warmth dominates. Again, this fleeting bout of cold today, Sunday. There'll probably be another brief, fleeting little bout of cooler air that comes in right after Christmas. But it's going to take getting into early January to really get colder air in with below normal temperatures and a little more of a winter feel. And that is here. Watch the blue and purples move south. That's a chunk of much colder air coming in right after New Year's and very early January. And that could also have a clipper with it that brings minor accumulating snow. Now my thought process here is that cold won't last long. It will likely warm up again and thaw. But this is the bigger round of cold mid-January as the polar vortex weakens again. It's very strong and tight right now, bottling up the cold. But now, with time, it will weaken, and this chunk of brutally cold air comes in. Temperatures below 0 in our area. Wind chills way below 0 as well, and will likely put down a pretty good snow depth with what could be a winter storm during that time frame. There's your very strong Arctic high completely dominating the central and eastern U.S. with brutal cold settling in. So that's the next big significant round of cold that we're looking at. And then after a big thaw and a big warm up, I think the very end of January to early February, very early February, that will be the second polar vortex event of the winter. And those two cold periods could be the worst of the winter, the way it's looking right now. But tonight, temperatures rise. You know, we'll be in the low 20s this evening and into part of tonight, then they rise. In fact, we're above freezing at 8 o'clock in the morning. A high tomorrow, 48, sunshine, some clouds, winds gusting 32 to 43 miles an hour with 42 at Rochester for a high, but 50 at Cayuga. 41 to 50 should do it for highs forecast area-wide. Now, on Sunday, sunshine, some clouds. Again, Saturday night, nothing more than an isolated shower as the front goes through, and that front will drop us to 23 on Sunday morning. A high of only 33 with highs only in the mid-20s up here around Rochester and Chilai and Kewanna, around 30 at Monticello, and then you get to low 30s and eventually mid-30s as you go southward. Note those wind chills low, though, in the teens to about 20 much of the day, with them being out of the west-northwest. At least a dry day until we get to later Tuesday, setting the stage for wetter weather for the Christmas holiday. So a few showers later Tuesday after a dry Monday. Christmas Eve, though, a few widely scattered showers off and on through the day. We'll call it about 30 to 40% coverage, lots of clouds, windy and warm, with 43 at 7, but a high of 56 degrees during the afternoon, with the winds gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour. Now we look to Christmas itself, a little sun coming out and a few scattered showers and thunder showers around. 62 for the high temperature. The record is 64 set in 1982. It's also important to know that that morning low of 52, that would be 3 from tying the record warmest low temperature set in 1877 in Greater Lafayette. Now, remember, records go back to 1864, so really it'll be the warmest morning since 1982 at least, with 64 for the high. Cayuga, 63 Attica, 61 Flora, pushing 60 at Logansport, pushing 60 at Remington, and 61 degrees at Lebanon for a warm Christmas day and a strong wind from the southwest. So there's Monday 40, there's 47 Tuesday, there's that Christmas Eve, there's that Christmas Day. Then you've got a little cooler weather Friday before we bounce back again, very warm. We're back to 60 or better by the following Sunday, showers and some thunder, and then we see another cool down after that, and again, eventually you'll see temperatures cool off below normal for several more days and a little minor accumulating snow into very early January.